切り宿るマナの力よ。あんたに取り付いてる悪しきとエムレイを晴らしたんだよ。
This is our main character. Now that you know what you're getting into. So MM starts out pretty much the same as many other anime. Some cute girl is about to kill some guy you could care less about. Main difference? He's enjoying being attacked just as much as you enjoy seeing him attacked. Maybe even more so. Yeah, definitely more so. This is the everyday life of one Sado Taro. This is the story of an extreme masochist trying to get rid of his masochism and live a quote-unquote normal life. And so, he goes to the second volunteer club in hopes that they have the solution to curing him. Aww, isn't she all cute and angelic? Unfortunately, we already saw the first scene, so we know this will not end well. And end well it does not. Mio, the club president, has decided that the only way to cure him is to beat him to an inch of his life on a daily basis until his survival instincts kick in and he starts to fear pain. When it's put that way, it kind of makes sense, but you should already see where this is going. This is one of those series that you can understand just by watching the first episode. MM has more to offer than just fan service and harem romance comedy, which I will get to in a bit, but if you're not a fan of the first episode, I honestly can't see you enjoying this series. MM is a tried and true school harem comedy. You're gonna see silliness, you're gonna see fan service, you're gonna see a bunch of blushing girls. You're also gonna see a little bit of drama. MM does have its serious moments that are quite nice to see when they happen, though they're far in between. In the end, if you're watching MM for the story, you're doing it wrong. It's meant to be a fun series that you're not supposed to take seriously at all. I mean, come on! The main character is an enormous masochist who can get turned on by crabs so long as they're put on him by cute girls. It's a more episodic series. Most episodes will generally be about 95% fan servicey comedy, and 5% that little romancy part they throw at the end to wrap things up. That way you can tell your friends, "Oh no man, I don't care about the fan service. I watch it for the plot." The plot. Plot aside, the comedy is executed relatively well, though it can be a bit much. This is also a series that relies heavily on its character interactions, so expect a lot of repetitive gags that may or may not get old. It really depends on you. While we're on the topic of characters, let's do a rundown. Sado Taro. He's our stereotypical harem main character. He's kind and caring for his friends, which also draws in the affections of his harem members. He also happens to be a perverted masochist, and that's pretty cool, because that's kind of unique and I can relate to that. Isurugi Mio, second volunteer club president, sadist, and the blonde cutie who will be dishing out most of the pain to our main character, characterized by her god complex and complete selflessness. She also has a significant resemblance in character to another godly high school girl. She's the first of two main heroines. The other is Yuno Arashiko, the heroine with big boobs. I mean, you gotta have at least one heroine with big boobs. Wouldn't be an anime if there wasn't. She's got androphobia, which means she's scared of men. Basically, if a guy touches her... Then we've got a nurse, a lesbian, a lolly, a trap, a lolicon, and well, just a bunch of oddballs. As far as individual character quality goes, MM falls a little short on most of them. The show dedicates its time much more so to the interactions between characters, and this strange and very colorful cast of characters works pretty well together to make something pretty amusing. They also work together to provide you lots of fan service. If it wasn't already obvious, this series has the ecchi genre plastered on it. How ecchi is it, you ask? Well, on a scale from K-On! To Kiss X Sis, I'd say you're looking at something along the lines of Mayo Chiki or Kore wa Zombie desu ka. Let's face it, it's an anime about a masochist and a harem of cute girls. There's gonna be a lot of fan service. MM doesn't hide what it is and really rolls with it, which is a good thing in my opinion. It doesn't shove boobs in your face or unleash unlimited panty works on you, but you should expect a healthy amount of fan service every episode. That being said, the animation itself is pretty average. The characters' faces look slightly awkward at times, but I'm probably just nitpicking at this point. The soundtrack was pretty good for the series, plenty of tracks for awkward, anxious, and funny moments. It gives MM that unique feel. It's weird, but in a good way. As I said before, the series is made just to be some nonsensical fun. Was one of the first anime I watched when I started watching anime seasonally back in fall 2010. I remember it being an anime that stood out pretty well to me. There's just something about it that made it feel like a unique experience. It definitely was far from the best series, but sometimes it's not the best series that you enjoy the most. I'd say is a very average series. It didn't really have anything special that made it any better than the next anime, and yet, it was pretty amusing to watch. It has its good points, it has its bad points. But I enjoyed it. And in the end, that's the point, isn't it? So thank you, Akinari Matsuno, for making it an enjoyable series. 5 points to start. +1 for enjoyability. +1 for interesting character variety and interaction. ±0 for nothing else really special for me to put on this list. Grand total, 7 youth points.